Anna and I are at the interior design show in Vancouver, and we're backstage in the green room. I just came out from a wonderful massage, and I just convinced Anna to go do the same thing. So she's going to be next. We're going to go do this talk, walk around after, and we're going to say hi to some people and look at some products and some materials, and then go back for that massage because it was that good.
We are totally excited to be in Vancouver. One of the reasons being that Canada is such a fantastic, great, diverse country, and we love being able to have clients on the East Coast and on the West Coast, and we embrace the differences, and it's fantastic because we're able to create very different things on either sides and still keep that Canadian aesthetic very clear and very present. And again, we're very thankful to be here, and we're very happy to be speaking today. And looks like it's going to be a great talk.
I hope so.
Yeah.
At least we'll be talking.
Well, it's always great when we're talking, at least to ourselves.
We think so. Which one?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Is this one? I kind of like it.
Is this one here?
No. Today we're going to be speaking about trends that are up and coming in interior design. And I think the interesting thing is to sort of review what we have lived in the past, because only by understanding the 90s and the 2000s will we be able to understand what is up and coming for the next decade. And that's always a very interesting thing because everybody wants to be able to forecast, but it's not necessarily important that you be able to forecast. It's necessary that you be able to understand how trends are determined and why things happen. And we're hoping to give people a little bit of an insight on that. And maybe potentially a massage. I can't say that we're going to air this.
Yeah. And they have all these questions.
Well, when you think back to 10 years ago, when we used to attend shows, we're always interested in the business talks. You can pry me out of it. That's what I'm getting at. And I always had questions. I wanted to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
The thing that is very clear is that we Canadians have a very humble aesthetic and a very honest aesthetic. The thing that doesn't really come up when you think of Canadian aesthetic is that we're a cultural mosaic, and that you've got all these people from everywhere that come to Canada, and our aesthetic starts to change based on their different backgrounds, and it starts to become part of the Canadian vernacular of interior design.
If we were to characterize the 1990s in style, it was really technology that came up, the .com. We have a lot of neutral palettes, crisp and clean lines. Open concept living was new. Everybody started tearing walls down, and an awareness of the environment. So building green, that's where everything started to come up.
The interiors in the last 10 years, we saw the 90s and we went from very stark to just very colorful and very personalized. But what happened is that it also became very cluttered, and we lost the ability to curate, and we lost the ability to organize. And we are now moving into a look that is a lot cleaner, a lot more organized, but that doesn't lose its personality, that doesn't lose its flair. What we're also saying is that not everything old is bad and not everything old is good. We're starting to understand the idea of curating spaces and understanding that if different things from different periods come together, we start to have spaces that have depth and that have personality.
This is a very special project for us. This is a competition that we entered in Qingdao, China. So we entered and we won first prize. Essentially what you're seeing here is a series of platforms which are very streamlined and fairly simple. And yet, like we were describing earlier with the little restaurant, you have the one graphic that's just very sharp, very strong.
I mean, this is such an interesting image because if you were to remove that tulip,
you have nothing.
Again, the idea of curating and the idea of being mindful and of having a plan. When you do a space, it's very present here.
It captures all the attention. What I do want to mention also is the reason that the subway station did so well, I believe, is because the tulips guide passerbyers up and down the escalators. Again here, a very basic square shape. Take out the tulips, there's absolutely nothing to it.
And again, this aesthetic is just very reminiscent of the modernist period. Again, the grid, the minimal interiors. This station, this platform becomes a backdrop. It becomes a canvas for all these people, and how to create something that allows this life to happen without overpowering it. So there you go. That's the shot with the tulips leading the circulation. Again, the international language of. I don't think
the future of reclaimed wood.
I don't think it's on its way out, and I don't really think anything is. I think things are cyclical, and I think wherever it's appropriate, I think what we will see in the future are people gauging and evaluating what materials they will use and why. That they are contextual and that they are appropriate.
And I thought people were very intrigued and really wanted to know about what it was that we were saying. And in fact, somebody came up to me just a little bit earlier and told me how fantastic it was.
You know what I think is fantastic?
Is it my blacks?
It's your time. Your snake
Thank
time.
you, my snake time. Well, that's exciting right there.
Yeah,
that right there is exciting.
They're looking to declutter.
Declutter.
Yeah.
That's how I roll. I declutter. And it's nice to come out west. We feel like we're part of a bigger Canadian identity.
It's true, yeah, because we spend so much time between Montreal and Toronto. And it's nice to be able to come this way and stretch our legs and just really see what else is going on. And
see that we are, how great it is and how big Canada
Well, there's a common
is.
thread, have you noticed?
Yeah.
Everybody kind of thinks the same thing.
I think we're about to go to Chicago
I was
and have a
thinking bubble
conversation.
bath.
Bubble bath, yes.
Not
I
together.
don't think they're, not together, no.
No, actually, we've been invited to speak in Chicago in a couple of weeks, so we're going to look at how that's going to go. And I believe there's a show in Toronto in December that we're going to be speaking at. I believe it's about office design.
That's right. Oh, and the big thing that's happening now in our lives is that the office is moving. So we are going back home to undertake a move that'll
boxes.
Probably leave me unhinged.
Permanently.
But
From the knees down.
That's neither here nor there. Thank you, Vancouver. We had a great time.
Rock on.